Hey guys, so a lot of people have been asking me um, how to improve the rate at which they can gather XP at, and um, how much or how quickly they can level themselves up. Just a word of caution, I wouldn't worry too much about leveling up too fast, as this can kind of bring you within range of attack of more experienced and more, uh, you know, more better players essentially. So basically, if you level up too quickly, you can find yourself um, facing people like both raiding and defending against people that are much better players than you previously have experienced at a lower level. So just a word of warning: don't worry about leveling up too fast. If I were you, um, it's a bit like growing up, really. Don't worry about growing up too fast because once you're there, you can't go back, kind of. Anyway, so first things first. If you don't have the Deathmobile upgrade, which allows you to go into the dead zone an infinite number of times, really. Uh, sorry, correction. It allows you to go into the dead zone and come back without any time delay, which allows you to run many more missions. If you don't have the Deathmobile upgrade, I would strongly advise you to be going for the Union City shortcut 50% reduction on the turn times on played missions permanent book, because this is a very powerful book. It's the next best thing to a Deathmobile upgrade. It allows you to allows your survivors to come back sooner, and so basically, it allows you to run missions more frequently. The next thing is utilizing the latent mechanic. I wouldn't say latent, I guess. Well, it is kind of basically the delayed mechanic of where you actually, if you don't log in to your account or onto your game for, I think it's maybe 8 hours, could be more, could be less, I'm not entirely sure, I think it's 8 hours, you begin to generate a double XP rate, which is this bar filling up on your normal experience bar. It's this faded yellow part. When you don't log in for 8 hours, this faded yellow bar begins to fill, and this shows you how much XP you can earn at a rate of double XP until you've until you start earning XP at the normal rate. So essentially, the longer that you don't play the game, the more this bar kind of grows and fills up, the more XP experience that you can earn at double the rate. So it's a way of catching up, essentially. Now, so these are the two the two major issues that you could address in order to increase the rate at which you gain XP at. Deathmobile upgrade or the Union City's shortcut book, and whether your survivors are rested or not. Now, the third important issue which you have direct control over in the game is your book selection per mission. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but there are books that either buff the zombies, the infected, or nerf your survivors, like the melee damage or projectile damage, or level requirement for gears, disable automatic time, targeting, health nerfs. So yeah, buffs for infected or nerfs for survivors, both kind of challenge books, increase the experience that you gain by a certain percentage depending on the negative effect. Same with other challenge books like the Long Way Home, which increases your return time in exchange for increased mission XP, and or reduced mission time. So that's how long you have per mission, from the usual 8 minutes to 6 something or whatever. Yeah, or increase action times with it, like your survivors take longer to do things. And then, of course, the obvious boost your experience books. So these books, customizing your books before each mission will certainly help you maximize the amount of experience you gain per mission. And if you don't have the Deathmobile upgrade, that's quite important because you can only run a set number of missions, unless you're sitting on your computer all day, which most of you, I would imagine, aren't. You've got other things to do, work, school, etc. So you can only kind of go on, run a couple of missions, and then you have to go off. So a way of maximizing the amount of experience you gain per that short period where you run a couple of missions, customize your books, have in mind which books you want to run, per mission based on how much time you have left. The Long Way Home is quite good because it's a very big experience buff, and it takes a long time for your survivors to come back. But if you're not going to be on, you're not going to log on to the dead zone for a long time, that's fine. Just a word of warning though, if you're a raider and you equip this book, it does take longer for your survivors to get back, so your compound will be undefended for longer, or won't be at full strength. You won't have all 10. So now, some of you, a lot of you probably would have seen, when you run a mission, I like to bring along a weapon that makes noise whenever I'm running a mission, especially when I'm going after the bounty, because the noise attracts zombies. And essentially when this translates to you facing more zombies and killing more zombies and getting more experience. And this is quite useful for the bounty because it means that you'll be able to meet the bounty a lot faster. So weapons that create a lot of noise are very good for attracting the zombies. And this is particularly good in the areas where the exit zone, entry and exit deployment zones of the area are sort of hidden from the zombie spawns, so the zombies won't see you when they spawn. And if you don't have a weapon that creates noise, they'll kind of just wander around the area aimlessly rather than charge you and so on. Now, you might say, well, why does that matter? Why didn't I just put the survivors in front of the zombie spawn so they can just immediately start fighting the zombies as soon as the zombies spawn? Well, you can do that, but as I'll go into a bit later, sometimes you might want to just leave your survivors in the exit zone when you've finished the mission. I'll go into that in a sec. But basically, yeah, that's why I like to bring noise-generating weapons, because then I like to leave my survivors in the exit zone. Now, another thing, if the more efficiently or the more effectively run the mission, you do gain better experience boosts. So when you kill a lot of zombies in quick succession, or you search a lot of containers in quick succession, or you're very good at maintaining your survivors' health, like you have to heal them a lot, these actions generate little mini boosts. So I've just searched like maybe 5 or 6 containers in quick succession, and that will give me there you go, 5 containers. It will give me the efficient XP boost, and then I've just killed 13, so that gives me the massacre XP boost, and you'll get a whole bunch more. Like if you have to heal, if you heal, I think it's more than 50% of your team's cumulative health, you get like the heal mini bonus, and I think the massacre is actually for zombies killed by projectiles, and then there's also another mini boost called slaughter, which is the same thing but zombies that are killed by melee weapons. So the more zombies you kill with melees, you get a slaughter bonus. The more zombies you kill with ranged, you get a massacre bonus. Now, also, you get the scavenger bonus, so completely scavenging the area, you get the scavenger bonus. You also get the survivor bonus if you survive 2 rushes, but rushes themselves are very good for giving an XP boost because they obviously provide you with a lot of zombies that you can kill in quick succession. Now, so what I was talking about earlier, where you want to leave your survivors in the deployment zone, I quite like to do this because it lets me run down the mission timer. So the zombies keep spawning in. I've already completely scavenged the area, so I could leave right now. But I'm going to leave it running, essentially so that more and more zombies spawn, and then basically I can sort of farm them, essentially. This is quite good if I need to go after a bounty, like, I just wait for a particular zombie type to come, or if you're going after experience. The more zombies you kill, the more experience you get, the more time you spend in the area, the more zombies come for you to kill. And also you allow for the possibility of more rushes. I think the maximum number of rushes I've ever experienced is 4. So that's quite a hefty load of zombies to kill, and hefty load of experience to earn. Additionally, when it goes down to 1 minute, you have running the clock. So here's another rush. If you go down to 1 minute, you get the running the clock, cutting it close mini bonus. So that gives you a good chunk of experience as well. You'll be noticing that I'll probably not be getting much experience from this because I get 0 XP for each kill, or only 1 XP in the mini boost. And that's because this level is too low for me. I'm level 55 and this is level 45, so past a lower level threshold, you don't earn any XP. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, as you can see, I'm just letting this clock run down. Naturally, I would do this so that I get my infected bounty, and additionally, this is also quite good with the missions or the individual sort of like tasks, which I'll go into in a bit of detail once the clock runs down, and well, it just gets past 1, so you can see the running the clock mini bonus, and there you go, cutting it fine. See, 3025 XP. That's quite a hefty chunk. So running the clock down, it's quite good for maximizing your experience. So I would normally run this down to 0 seconds, but for the purpose of saving time, we'll just leave it. So as I mentioned earlier, the tasks or the specific missions, that they're not specific, like they're the generic missions for specific areas that everyone has, and a lot of those missions involve getting a certain number of kills. So to maximize the number of kills you get per mission, you would obviously run down the clock, leaving your survivors in there for as long as possible. There's actually a book that increases the amount of mission time you get, but it comes with a cost. Where is it? There you go. Yeah, it increases the mission time by 13%. So if you have 8 minutes, that's going to increase it by 48 and a bit seconds. So let's say 55 seconds. So that's almost a whole extra minute. However, it comes with the cost of sort of buffing the infected quite a lot. 31% increase in damage, etc., etc. So yeah, there's a cost. But running down the clock allows you to maximize the experience you get per mission you run. And it also allows you to maximize the number of kills you get. So for example, on this mission, I have to go to Brookville Banks, scavenge the streets, and the more zombies that I kill, I have to kill up to 350 to complete this mission. So I get the experience of killing 350 as well as scavenging those streets, but I also get a 10,000 XP boost, which I can collect after killing 350 zombies on the streets in Brookville Banks. And there are loads of other different ones, like, you know, explore supermarkets, find resources and supermarket kills, explore offices, office kills. These give like small, like pretty hefty chunks of XP that you can kind of get, and if you combine them all, that really adds up. So following these missions is quite good. I stopped following them after a certain period of time because I was like, I don't need the experience anymore. But if I need them, I can just go and, you know, so I just go into the store in Uptown, kill a couple of zombies, and I get 20,000 XP. It's pretty good. But mainly because I've already done most of that, but you get my drift. So the tasks are very good at giving you XP, and also the achievements. But obviously the achievements are just, you know, they happen in the background. I mean, you can focus on particular achievements. So like, just equip your survivors with all melee weapons to get the slugger, or equip them all with pistols to get the pistol ones, or the improvised weapons, or the LMG, long rifle, etc., etc., etc. So you can focus on the achievements, but most of the time you will reach the achievements in the background anyway. But really, yeah, the tasks and the achievements are also a way of increasing the experience that you can gain. So, that's it for today. I hope you found this helpful. And of course, let me know if you did or you didn't through the comments or the like or dislike buttons. And yeah, I'll see you guys around. Happy raiding.